Off the coast of Visakhapatnam, the scale said it all. About 70 countries, dozens of warships, and 3 major maritime engagements unfolding simultaneously. Now, this was one of the largest maritime gatherings anywhere in the world in recent years, and it reflected a calculated maritime vision. The International Fleet Review of 2026 was only one part of a larger strategic design. At the same time, India hosted 3 parallel engagements. The Fleet Review, the Indian Ocean Naval Symposium Conclave of Chiefs, and Exercise Milan 2026. Together, they were framed under India's Mahasagar vision, mutual and holistic advancement for security and growth across regions. Now, this marks a shift from isolated naval events to a coherent maritime strategy. Day 1 centered on the Fleet Review. This was a ceremonial assembly of international naval delegations, ships, submarines, and aircraft, during which it was reviewed by the President as the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces. Today, Chakra is going to be part of the International Fleet Review 2026. Now, this will be a rare show of global maritime cooperation, where dozens of navies, over 70 warships, submarines, and naval aircraft will all come together. Right now, I'm at the naval dockyard in Visakhapatnam, and behind me is the INS Savitri, a frontline vessel of the Indian Navy. Now, this platform is designed for coastal security, extended maritime operations, and surveillance. But today, this is going to be part of something much bigger. This was the first review since 2016. As President Draupadi Murmu sailed past rows of Indian and foreign warships anchored in immaculate formation, the optics were powerful. But they were also deliberate.
International Fleet Review reflects unity, trust, and respect among nations for maritime traditions. Ships with different flags and sailors from different countries exhibit the spirit of togetherness. The spirit of togetherness is well captured in the theme of this review, United Through Oceans. It is a positive message to the global community that the commitment and result of this collective naval strength can overcome all challenges.
Captain Madhwal, how significant was IFR 2026 considering that this has happened since after 2016?
The scale of participation of our friendly foreign countries, we have 19 ships from 18 countries which are participating. A large number of our indigenously designed and constructed ships and submarine have also participated in the International Fleet Review. So showcasing our overall indigenous platforms does also enable this kind of activity.
Thank you so much, Captain Nadwal. So, as you heard it from the spokesperson of the Indian Navy, this event showcased the strength of India's Make in India story. It also laid the foundations of closer partnerships with countries in the Indian Ocean region. The Fleet Review provided the optics, a visible demonstration of unity and capability. And the message went beyond mere ceremony. It reflected India's ambition to act as a maritime convener, bringing together diverse actors in the Indian Ocean region and beyond, not as a bloc leader, not through formal alliances, but through flexible partnerships. Day 2 began with the opening of the 13th edition of Exercise Milan 2026. This is the Indian Navy's flagship multilateral naval exercise. The aim was to bring together navies from friendly foreign countries to strengthen professional bonds, share best practices, and enhance cooperation at sea. The exercise would focus on large-scale multilateral operations, providing invaluable experience in operating together as a cohesive maritime force. The rationale behind this convergence was clear. The international order that has shaped the last 6 decades is under strain. As Defense Minister Rajnath Singh noted, the post-Cold War stability is witnessing an upheaval. In that environment, maritime security becomes central. IONS provided structured dialogue among naval chiefs. Milan added operational substance, interoperability at sea. And IFR offered the strategic theatre. Symbolism, dialogue, and exercises layered together.
Today we find that the established international order since the end of Cold War is witnessing an upheaval. The stability of last 60 to 70 years in international order has become uncertain. And we are today in search of the more predictable and certain international system of governance. Platforms like Milan serve precisely this purpose. They bring together professional expertise, build mutual trust, enhance interoperability, and enable coordinated responses to common challenges.
Ladies and gentlemen, a maritime nation like India clearly recognizes that today's maritime challenges are complex, interconnected, and transnational, that are best addressed through cooperation and partnership. In its 13th edition, Milan 2026 has brought together personnel and platform from more than 70 countries, 74 to be precise, making it the largest gathering in the history of this exercise. This strong global participation not only reflects the growing confidence and trust placed by each one of you on this forum, but also sends a message beyond this exercise area. It signals our collective commitment to look beyond local concerns and join hands as partners to safeguard the global commons.
The afternoon shifted focus from intent to ability. The operational demonstration showcased the Indian Navy's combat integration across domains. Special operations included combat freefall, special heliborne operations by the Ghatak platoon, and precise insertion by Marine commandos. Overhead, Dornier aircraft, Hawk jets, ALH, Chetak helicopters, and the Kamov. At sea, naval gun fire support and counter-surface force operations. 71 ships, 50 aircraft, and submarines. This was interoperability in motion. You are now witnessing the most awaited part of the International Fleet Review 2026. This is the op demo at the City International Parade in Visakhapatnam. Now you just saw the Sea King helicopters of the Indian Navy doing some maneuvers in the backdrop. What's coming soon? You will have the entire naval wing, the entire air wing of the Indian Navy here. What we're going to see here is the complete synchronization between the different wings of the Indian Navy. Down here, we're going to see the BMP-2s in just a moment. These are the Navy's infantry support vehicles, which are going to be used in case of an immediate landing on ground. Over the course of the past few minutes, you witnessed precisely what India's frogmen, the Navy's Marine commandos, can do. We saw that the Marine commandos were dropped from the Sea King helicopters onto small boats. We saw how they bind what is supposed to be an enemy rig and how they blew it up, and how after that they were extracted. Now this is just one glimpse of the capabilities that the Indian Navy has developed over the years, and this is what the Indian Navy can do when it needs to be done. Even the guest list sent a message. Major powers including the US, Russia, and Iran were present. Countries often on opposite sides of geopolitical divides, anchored in the same formation. At the same time, the absence of some players like China, Pakistan, and Turkey was equally telling. This underscores India's approach of strategic autonomy, engaging widely but on its own terms. This is not alliance building in the traditional sense. It is a more flexible network framework of cooperation. As evening fell, the maritime message came ashore. At RK Beach Road, the International City Parade transformed strategic military strength into a public spectacle and celebration. Air displays opened the event. JTAC helicopters in banner formation. Certain rescue simulations make 29K combat maneuvers. Marching contingents from Indian forces and foreign participants added ceremonial grandeur. Cultural performances highlighted India's maritime heritage. The evening concluded with illuminated ships offshore, followed by fireworks, laser displays, and drone formations. Taken together, IFR 2026 demonstrated something far more large and far more substantial. India is positioning itself not just as a naval power, but as a maritime convener, a facilitator and anchor of regional security. As a middle power without formal alliance structures in the Indo-Pacific, India is experimenting with a new model of order building, flexible, networked, cooperation-driven. And as the Chief of Naval Staff emphasized, today's maritime challenges are best addressed through partnership. IFR 2026 showed how partnerships can be staged, structured, and operationalized at sea and beyond.